News coming in right now. Former top court and high court judges cry foul. Former judges write to the Chief Justice of India, allege undue pressure. Former judges say bid to undermine the judiciary, pressure, misinformation and public attacks. 4 former Supreme Court judges and 17 former High Court judges are signatories to this letter that has been sent to the Chief Justice of India, alleging a bid to undermine the judiciary and that there's pressure, there's misinformation and that there are public attacks. They say that there is undue pressure which the judiciary has been coming under. Former judges of the Supreme Court and various high courts who have signed that letter to the Chief Justice of India. My colleague Srishti Ocha is now joining us for more on this. Srishti, what more can you tell us about this letter which has been shot off to the Chief Justice of India?
Well, follow me as we know, this is the second letter that we have seen in the recent past which has been written to the Chief Justice of India, expressing concerns. Earlier, some lawyers had also written a similar letter. Now we see 21 judges consisting of 4 Supreme Court and 17 former High Court judges have former Supreme Court and High Court judges have written to Chief Justice of India, stressing on the need to safeguard the judiciary from unwarranted pressures. They have highlighted how the Supreme Court is being selectively criticized for some judgments based on one's own ideology and agenda. They have said that motivated by political interest and personal gains, people are trying to reduce the public's confidence in the judicial system. They're saying that multiple methods are being used, and the attempt is very clear to sway the judicial process by casting aspersions, making allegations against not only the courts but also the judges. So according to these judges, these actions by many people is not only disrespecting the judiciary, is also affecting the judiciary's sanctity and poses a great challenge to the principles of fairness and impartiality that the judges are supposed to have while deciding cases. They have said that selectively some judgments are being praised depending on which judgments align with the person's views, and on the other hand, some judgments, even though they are correct, are being criticized only because they go against a certain category of person's political agenda, basically. So in light of all these concerns, what these judges have said is that basically they've urged the CJI, they've urged the judiciary to fortify against such pressures, to not give in to such pressures and ensure that the sanctity and autonomy of the legal system is preserved. But it's definitely a big move because these are all former High Court and Supreme Court judges who are now expressing these concerns by writing to the Chief Justice of India. Back to you.
Srishti, like you just pointed out, this is the second such a letter that has been shot off to the Chief Justice of India in the recent past. Even then, the allegation was that certain vested interests were applying this sort of pressure on the judiciary. Who is this letter saying is applying that pressure on the judiciary?
Following time and again, we have seen that various Supreme Court, various judgments which have come out from the Supreme Court in the recent past, be it the electoral bonds judgment, be it the judgment regarding Article 370, and time and again, every time a decision comes, a decision is given, an important decision is given, which has a pan-India effect. We also see a lot of effect on social media where judges are often criticized, judgments are criticized. On one hand, while a certain section of people might appreciate a particular judgment, there are also people who troll judges. So time and again, lawyers have spoken up on social media also about how judges should not be trolled in such a way for judgments which are pronounced purely on principles of law. But we don't see that happen in the time of social media. Every person is entitled, every person has a Twitter handle, can post whatever they want to. And such social media trolling is something that we've seen happen in the recent past. Earlier also in the letter, 600 lawyers around had written to the CJI complaining of vested interest group trying to pressure judiciary. They had the same thing to say that selectively judgments are being criticized only only when the judgments don't align with any person's personal interest or political agenda. That particular judgment is not only criticized, the judges are also told. So that was a very similar aspect which was also highlighted. Maybe the reasons because we have seen a lot of important judgments which were also which also had a political importance, which were also politically important, come out from the Supreme Court of India. So,
Right.
2 letters earlier by 600 lawyers and now by former High Court and Supreme Court judges expressing concern. It will be important to see if the Chief Justice of India responds in any way to these, because we've mostly seen judges always say that they're not bothered by social media trolling, and they just do their job, and this is not something they're bothered by. So it will be important to see if now when former judges have written, will the Supreme Court respond to it?
It remains to be seen, of course, if the CJI does respond to any of those letters that have been shot off to him. He, of course, is of the opinion that judges should just do their job and not be so sensitive to what commentary is passed off on social media concerning judgments. Rishi, thank you for joining us.